I remember when I got into crypto, people were talking about, oh, the stock market will be on chain and real estate, and nothing happened. Crypto turned into a casino.
I think for me, it's just really important to get to know you.
I went to IT college, like I was always interested in computers, video games when I was younger. I never knew what I wanted to do.
Tell me, what is Edel Finance?
Edel Finance is building infrastructure for tokenized equities. We have built the first lending market for tokenized stocks.
If the stock does go up and I've borrowed off you, do you get the upside or do I still get the upside?
You get it. You pay to borrow. Money is never free.
So I have $100,000 in Apple stock. I want $40,000 to put a deposit down on my first home. How does that work in the Edel world?
You have stocks, you bring them, you deposit them, you get a credit line, you borrow, done.
GM, everybody, and welcome back to another podcast on Tech Frontier. Got Andres with me today, Edel Finance. And this is a really special guest because we do a weekly show together talking about the project with other projects and really like just talking about the industry, what's trending in the space, what experts are thinking, all that stuff. And it's super fun.
Yep.
We do have a little bit of a rivalry going on though, because this MF, every time that we're on a space together, I'm stuck in the studio with the lighting and the camera and the microphone. This guy's out walking, enjoying the sun, basically getting his steps in. He's ripped, I'm fat. It's not a good thing. He's also way younger than me, so you know there's this whole thing going on. But Andres, how's it going, dude? You excited for the show?
It's going amazing. Yeah. I'm super excited for the show. I mean, we've had like spaces every Friday for the past month, right?
Yeah.
So we, as you said, we have our little thing going on.
Yeah.
So was super pleased to meet you a couple of days ago at our dinner, and now being here. So mega excited.
Me too, man. I love these relationships. You know, the guys where it's like more long term. As a creator, I think I saw something on Instagram, like when I was just doom scrolling about that brands are realizing that's what they need from creators now, and creators like loyalty, like a long term partnership, not just like this one moment because of just the way distribution's working. And this is what I want to do more of. 100%. I want every time you're at an event, we go hang out. 100%. Maybe we do it walking next time.
Next time we should, please. Definitely. That would be cool. Definitely. I don't know how we're going to do it, like...
we'll probably need the boys. We'll need KRP and... Well, what's your name behind the camera? Martin. We've got Martin behind the camera. So we basically got two videographers with us today.
We've been recording like a whole vlog. It was super cool. We went to some breakfast place, some event, and we went to meet the CEO of GSR.
Oh shit!
And we met him with together with our advisor. He used to be at BlackRock, Bank of America.
Yes.
He organized this. The GSR guy, he expected just me to come.
Yes.
Then it's like 3 people, him with the camera. I was like, is it okay if we film? He's like, super chill guy, really cool. We were just talking.
Successful guys, always super chill.
Mega cool guy.
Nothing.
He asked for, he was like, oh, can I have the content after? I don't know what he wants to do with it.
Awesome.
Really nice. Podcast 1, now podcast 2. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm pumped.
You've got an awesome energy, dude. Like awesome energy. And
you as well.
Like literally. This is the thing, guys.
That's what people pay you for the energy.
Yes.
Right?
But I have had to I am on performing enhancing energy right now, guys, because literally the jet lag. I think this is my 5th podcast today. Because Andrew told me really late about this podcast. I couldn't let him down because he's my homie. But it's been back to back today, and I think for me, it's just really important to get to know you, because that's just what I'm interested in, and I think the audience is interested in. Like, of course, the product solves a bunch of stuff, which is really important, but you want to know, and especially today with AI and like all of this stuff, you want to know the guy, you want to go the team, you want to know like there needs to be a level of like loyalty to this, because people can make products quicker and quicker. There's competitors out there, and even though what you do is like really difficult to replicate, even with AI, it's still, you know, you want that, even if AI gets better, that relationship. So that's what I love doing on the show.
Of course. So my background is, I grew up in Switzerland, a Swiss kid. I grew up in a village. We had more cows than humans. Right? Really small.
That's
maybe
cool.
1,000 people lived in that village. Very small. I went to IT college. Like I was always interested in computers, video games when I was younger. I went to an IT college, and that was a very profound experience. It was the first time I was like confronted with like, what do I want to do in life, right? I always had this feeling that I never knew what I wanted to do, right? I was like, okay, I was considering becoming like a history teacher or like a school teacher. That was like something I could have imagined myself doing, but I never really had this, I want to do this, right? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a banker. I never had this feeling. So during that time, I discovered like personal development. I joined like some communities, and I learned about entrepreneurship. I learned that there is more outside than just the career paths that you learn in school, right? So I started because I had this tech background. I started to sell websites and advertisement, like online ads, like Google ads, Facebook ads to like local companies, right? My driving teacher, right? The guy taught me how to drive. This guy made his website. I ran ads for him, and then some other people in the village, in the city. That's what I was doing while I was in school. And then I had this idea to do like a product for restaurants. So I had this idea that restaurants, they benefit from Google reviews, right? So how am I able to give them more Google reviews? We had like this QR code thing that we sold to restaurants on that they put on the table, they scan it, and if they do a review, then they get something for free, like a water or a croissant, whatever, something. And I put like a lot of effort into that. I got my first big client, and I dropped out of school. I was like, okay, it's working. I can make money off this, and I immediately quit. Like I dropped out of college, right?
What? How old are you at this point?
19.
Okay.
I was 19, dropped out of college. Like my dad is super conservative, right? He's like a conservative Swiss guy. Like I wasn't telling him. Like I lived with him, and then at some point he was like, don't you have to like
go to class,
go to work or go to class? Because I was like, my school was like 3 years of college school and then 1 year of like apprenticeship. And I worked for 2 months in that company. I hated it, absolutely hated it. And then I got my first client. I was like, fuck it, it works. I'll make it work. I don't need plan B. I want plan A to work. And if plan A doesn't work, I'll find another plan A, right? And then funny enough, 2 months later, COVID happens, all the restaurants close. All the clients are like, look man,
we don't need QR codes,
we like your product, but we can't pay you anymore, right? I was like sitting like, fuck, like what am I doing now? With 19, I went into e-commerce, did that super successfully because at that time everyone was sitting at home consuming content online, right? So ad costs went super low, and also everyone was scared, so everyone stopped running ads while it would have been the best time to run ads, right? Because everyone was at home just ordering shit online, right? So we did that. We sold beanbags, like 2 meter diameter, huge beanbags. We did like 7 figures in revenue. I was already in crypto at that time, and I just bought a bunch of crypto, right? I just bought a bunch. And that's what got me started. That was in 2020. In 2021, I stumbled across DeFi. I had this one friend who introduced me to crypto in 2016. Like we were 16-year-olds, right? It was funny. Like we were at a house party of him. And imagine the house parties at 16. Like you just get fucking hammered with like cheap booze, right? And I remember I was sitting, we were in the basement and there was like this window and we were sitting on the window and he was like, man, I got into this crypto stuff, Bitcoin and altcoins, and he was trading and he made good money with it in 2016. And I gave him all the money I had. I had like $1,000 or 1,000 francs saved up. I gave him the money and he sent me half a Bitcoin for 1,000. So Bitcoin was at 2,000 around the time. That's how I got into crypto. And then fast forward back in 2021, discovered DeFi, fell in love with it, and started to build. So I was involved with the yield aggregators, stablecoins. We launched the first Swiss franc stablecoin in 2022.
Wow.
We ran that to like $50 million of TVL until we realized that no one cares about Swiss franc in DeFi. It's all about dollars.
Yeah.
But we were already quite good at like curating communities, communicating. Like I was making videos in front of the camera already 4 or 5 years ago for the project. So we did yield aggregator, stablecoins, lending markets. I founded this company in 2024 called Loop.
Yes.
It was a lending market. I was providing a bunch of liquidity on like Pendle and other yield applications, and I wanted to have a place to leverage it.
Yes.
I was making like 30-40% APY on some ETH restaking token provided on Pendle. And I wanted to take it one step more degenerate by collateralizing it and borrowing real ETH against and just looping it, right? I built this for myself, right? The institutions didn't want to touch it. Like I was pitching it to GSR, Wintermute, to all the big LPs. No one wanted to put money into it because it is fucking risky, right?
Yes.
It's like DeFi on DeFi with leverage. It's like, you know, I'm like looking back, I'm happy it didn't like take off because it would have blown up, right? It would have exploded, right? We never grew it above 10 mil TVL. It started to like lose TVL because the yields went down and like DeFi kind of like became more quiet. So, and we were running out of money as well. So I went back to the whiteboard thinking like, okay, what's coming next? Like, where is the next inflow of capital coming from in DeFi? Because I still, even though DeFi has its up and downs, I still believe that blockchain is a tool for finance.
Yes.
Like I never really was excited about like all like NFTs. I never really got into that stuff. Play to earn, GameFi. It never clicked for me.
Fair.
I thought it was like more too vaporware, right? For me, it was always like blockchain is for finance. To me, that's what makes sense, right? And I remember when I got into crypto, people were talking about, the stock market will be on chain and Wall Street and tokenizing everything and real estate and all that stuff, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like crypto turned into a fucking casino.
Yes.
Right? So blockchain technology was never really hit adoption. Crypto did. Like Bitcoin, people are buying it, banks are buying it. It's cool. But blockchain technology never really caught on.
Yeah.
And when I was in this phase, like the company falling apart and I had to figure out what to do now, Robinhood made a talk at EFCC in Canton.
Yes.
They had a big presentation, really nice presentation, and Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, said, we want to become a crypto company. We believe that tokenization can solve many problems. They on that day, they launched in Europe, right? They were a US only company.
Yeah.
And they launched in Europe by tokenizing stocks. It was easier for them to do it that way than to get a license in every single European country to offer stocks in, right? So to me, that was so inspiring that a company like Robinhood, with huge distribution, obviously super smart people, chose to build or use blockchain technology, not to pump a coin, but to make the product better. For a better product. I was like, wow. And to me, it felt obvious that this is just the beginning. I was like, okay, now it's going to happen.
Yes.
Tokenized stocks, that's going to happen now.
Yes.
After people tokenized the dollar, stablecoins, after people tokenized treasury bills, interest-bearing stablecoins, now it's equities, right? And I was right. Like that was my thesis. It's going to grow. Literally one day later, X stocks launched, which later got acquired by Kraken.
Yes.
Then Ondo launched. Then Coinbase launched. Now I know eToro and Revolut. They're also looking into this. Nasdaq partnered with Kraken.
Yes.
Ondo partnered with these guys. And because I had experience building lending markets, to me it felt obvious that there is going to be a lending market for stocks.
Yes.
Because stocks are different to crypto.
Yes.
Crypto is 24/7, 365. There is no stock splits. There is no dividends.
Yes.
It's very different. It's a different animal, right? then stocks. So I was like, okay, there is going to be a lending market for stocks. It's obvious.
Yes.
If I'm not going to do it, someone else will, right? And that's when I started Edel, when we like pivoted the old lending market into the new one, started, onboarded, like we kept a bunch of the same team still, onboarded a few new guys, onboarded my co-founder, James, who's coming from investment banking, and formed an alliance, right? Onboarded really, really great advisors, people ex Airbnb, ex BlackRock, ex Bank of America, ex JP Morgan, because I knew that the end goal is not retail. At the beginning, it's going to be retail, like you need to start somewhere, but the end goal is that institutions are using this product, right? And that's why I had to, I'm a crypto guy, right? Yes. I went from being a kid to doing some QR codes, to doing e-commerce to crypto, right? I'm not a TradFi guy, right? So I know, I learned a lot, and I learned because I was interested in, not because I was taught in school. So I have to assemble like the Avengers around me, right? That can do what I can't.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the history.
Dude, that's such a cool story, and you're so passionate about it, and that's even better. Tell me, what is Edel Finance then? Because you've told us about the problems, you told us about your experience, the literal Avengers of like who is here to support you on this project. Talked about tokenized stocks right at the end there. Tell me, what is Edel Finance to someone who doesn't even know what crypto is?
Yeah. So Edel Finance is, we're building infrastructure for tokenized equities, right? We started with lending. So we have built the first lending market for tokenized stocks. What does this mean? You can do various different things with it. I'm now talking, if I'm talking to a crypto guy, I'm saying we built Aave for stocks.
Yes.
Done. They understand. Okay, cool. For a non-crypto person, people are lending and borrowing stocks or dollars associated to stocks all the time. That's happening. The banks, the brokers, institutions, they do this all the time, right? They use stock as collateral. They say, like Elon Musk gives his stock, says, hey, bank, here is $100 billion of stock. Give me 20 billion. I need to buy this company Twitter, right?
Yes.
He borrows dollars. He doesn't pay any tax. He doesn't have to sell his stock. They do this all the time, right? Yeah. Now, if you want to go to the bank and say, hey, bank, I saved up like 10 grand. My washing machine broke. I need to borrow 5K, please. Here's some stock. They're going to look at you like, sorry, man, like it's not big enough. Like it costs more for the guy to look at your paper, to give you the stamp than what you are going to pay in yield to them, right? So we're using blockchain technology to bring these lending and borrowing use cases on chain, make them instant, 24/7, 365, global. That's Edel. Yes. Lending for stocks. People can lend stocks, earn yield on them because other people are borrowing them the same way that hedge funds borrow stocks all the time to short them. If you bet on falling prices, you borrow it and you sell it because you want to buy it back cheaper, right? And the difference between where you borrow it and sell it and where you buy it back, that's your profit, right? Yes. They borrow stocks all the time. They just borrow it, and they borrow it from you. If you're a stock investor, they borrow your stock, but you're not getting any yield because the hedge fund doesn't borrow it for free. The hedge fund pays money to borrow stocks. The hedge fund doesn't pay you. The hedge fund pays the bank where you hold the stock at. And we're cutting these middlemen out. We're allowing you to tap directly into that yield. We turn stocks into cash flow assets, cash flow generating assets for the first time for anyone in the world. Doesn't matter if you're from the US or from Europe or from some village in India or from North Pole. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do this on a Sunday, on a Monday, on a Tuesday. It doesn't matter what time you're doing it. It doesn't matter if you do it with $1 or $1 million. It doesn't matter. Like, because it's all fully automated, fully on chain. We have no limitations on what we can do, right?
Tell me, okay, so I have $100,000 in Apple stock.
Yes.
You know, I'm saving for retirement.
Yeah.
And I have this money.
Yeah.
But not money, stock.
Yeah.
I want, I don't know, $40,000 to put a deposit down on my first home.
Yeah.
How does that work in Edel world?
Yeah.
And how does that work? It just doesn't work in the current traditional world. So we don't even need to face that. You just can't really do it.
It kind of works.
Okay.
But not at this. You need to come with certain size.
Yes.
And if you want to do it, like, you need to be ready to, like, go to the bank
physically, yeah. Or
make an appointment, sit down with your guy, tell him what you want to do. He needs to look at your papers. Takes 7 days to approve, maybe, right? Like, you need to go through all these steps to get it done, right? While on Edel, if you have stocks, you bring them, you deposit them, you get a credit line, you borrow, done. You can do this in 2 minutes if you want, right? Super simple. Now, another question would be, why would you want to borrow against your stock, right?
Yes.
Like, you could say, hey, I'm mega bullish on Apple, super bullish.
Yeah.
They have a new CEO going on. iPhone 20 is going to be crazy. They're finally going to make sure AI actually works. Siri is going to actually work now, you know? You're mega bullish on Apple. So what you want to do is you can deposit your Apple stocks in our platform. You borrow dollars, you buy more Apple, put it back in, and now you have a leveraged position on Apple, right? A leveraged position on Apple where you pay 4 or 5% on your interest on the USDC. And if Apple increases more than 4 or 5%, you're good.
Yes.
Have you read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Who?
Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone knows that book.
Yeah.
He's so bullish on debt. He's always saying, I bought this with debt, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, Robert Kiyosaki can go to a bank and say, give me $50 million because, you know, he's the guy, right? And he has like...
But he has $50 million.
He has a $100 million house that he can use as collateral, right? We're doing this for everyone and not with real estate. We do it for stocks.
Yes.
Right?
If the stock does go up and I've borrowed of you, do you get the upside or do I still keep the upside?
You get it. What we get, so... You pay to borrow.
Yes.
Money is never free.
Yes.
Never. It always costs something to borrow money. You don't pay us. If you, let's say you borrow 100,000 USDC, you pay 5% interest rate.
Yes.
Might be lower, might be higher. Let's say 5%. You're paying like $500, right? $500 per year. No, $5,000 per year, sorry.
Yeah.
You're not paying that money to us, to me, to my company. You're paying it to the pool where someone else put the dollars. Like we have different pools where people can put stocks, they can put dollars. When you borrow dollars, you borrow it out of the pool. It's super efficient that way. And someone else put dollars, they get the yield. What we get, we take a 10% cut of everything that people pay. Right? Super transparent. You know exactly what you're going to get, what you're going to pay. It's the same way that Aave makes money, Morpho make money, Hyperliquid make money.
I think a mortgage is kind of a good description for someone like really not in finance, who's never owned a stock before, right? It's like if you remortgage your property because you need that money for whatever reason, a wedding, you want to buy a second property, whatever, you will take... You're borrowing the money, you're not borrowing the percentage. So if you want to take, say you got a house and you bought it 15 years ago and it's now worth more, so you can take some money out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you take $50,000 out of this house because you want to, I don't know, get married, get a second property, whatever. The 50,000 that you take from the house, if the house is then worth even more money in the future, you still only owe that 50,000.
Yes.
So therefore, I think that's just a really important thing for people to understand.
Yeah,
they're not losing the stock, the appreciation of the stock. They're just borrowing money.
It's perfect. It's a perfect comparison.
Yeah.
You have your stock, you have your debt. The stock value might go up and down, right? Apple can go up and down. Your debt stays the same. It increases ever so slightly because of the interest rate.
Yes.
Right? So if you borrow 100,000, 5% a year, after a year you have $105,000 of debt. Right?
Yes.
It automatically increases. You don't have to pay the debt.
Yes.
You don't have to pay the interest. Your debt just goes up.
Yes.
Very easy. When you pay back, then you just have to pay more than what you borrowed. That's how the interest rate is being charged.
Yes.
Your stock, if Apple does a 10x, that's your stock, right?
And then maybe you sell a little bit of that stock just to pay off the original debt.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've never had to during the and that's how the big guys do it, right? Elon will borrow against Tesla.
Yeah,
it rips, and he might sell a little bit of his Tesla to pay back the loan.
Yeah, that's the infinite money glitch of the billionaires.
And never pay taxes on any of them.
Yeah, because on paper he's mega broke because he has debt at the bank. Yeah, he owes the bank money, right? Yeah.
Crazy. So, and you're just bringing that to a retail audience, not a retail audience, but just an every audience.
Everyone.
Yeah, literally everyone. I love this, dude. It's so cool. What is the future of Edel then? Say, like right now, where are you in terms of, is this product available? Are you already doing this? Is it global? How easy is it, depending on where you live? And then what's the future goal?
Yeah. So it's a blockchain product. It lives on chain, which makes it inherently global. It is online, it's live, you can use it.
Yes.
We have built a Web3 blockchain crypto product for a non-crypto audience.
Yes.
We built a Web3 product for a Web2 audience. There is a mismatch right now, right? Because crypto investors are not necessarily stock investors. There is some overlap, for sure.
Yes.
Right? I would put us maybe in the category, right? We've been in this industry for a long time. We grow up. We might not chase only 100x's. I mean, 100x are nice, right?
I'd love a 100x, but I don't try and get them anymore because they always end up being a minus 100x.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? So the whole industry is growing up as well.
Yes.
So there is some overlap. But still, there is an audience mismatch right now, and we're aware of that. But every product has to start somewhere, right? The user experience of Coinbase, Robinhood, Binance was trash when they first came out, and it got better and better and better over time, right? So the future is to make, or where we currently are at is everything is live. What I just told you, everything I told you, with putting Tesla, Apple, whatever, borrowing USDC, buying more of it, or what you can also do, which is pretty cool, is how we turn any stock into a yield-bearing asset, into a cash flow machine, is by putting the stock as collateral. You borrow USDC, you put it somewhere else where you earn 10%, right?
Yes.
You pay 5, you earn 10. The 5%, that's the money glitch.
Yes.
That's the free money, right? That's the 101 of rich dad, poor dad.
Yes.
Borrow money from the bank, pay the interest, invest it somewhere where you make more than the interest, right? Other people's money. OPM. We have like, you can do this now.
Yes.
But if you go to the platform now, Edel Finance, it's very abstract. You see all these different stocks, supply, borrow, and a lot of people might feel overwhelmed.
Okay. We
might not, because we know this industry, right? But again, it's a Web3 product for a Web2 audience. Like, I see the future of Edel in like normal moms and pops that are saving money for retirement, that are investing in stocks, that use this, right, to become more capital efficient, to make most out of it, right? To turn your stock portfolio into something that pays you every month, right? But for that to happen, you need to create products that make sense. Like how we're doing it, we're building vaults right now. I don't know when this is going to go live. Maybe until then, we already have these products shipped.
Right.
It's very, very close, 1-2 weeks.
Yes.
We create vaults, for example, a 2x leveraged Tesla vault, right? So the vault is like a box where you throw money in. The box has rules that it has to do, strategies it has to perform. For example, for 2x Tesla, what happens is you throw money into the box buys Tesla, puts the Tesla in Edel, borrows USDC, buys more Tesla, puts it back in, and tries to keep a 2x, so having 2 times more Tesla than debt.
Yes.
When Tesla goes up, borrow more, refinance it, right? When it goes down, sell a little bit of the collateral to repay the debt. So it's like, you cannot get liquidated.
Right.
Not possible, right?
Cool.
It's rebalancing all the time.
Which in crypto, you get liquidated all the time if you're not paying attention.
Happens sometimes,
Okay, this is, again, love the concept. I guess the next thing I have for you when it comes to ease of use, you know, is that's clearly a big focus of yours. Like, how easy can we make this thing? You've explained it so well, like genuinely your ability to like put these complex finance vehicles into terms anyone can understand is fantastic.
Yeah, because I'm not a finance guy.
Exactly. But that's a superpower in this, especially for a podcast. But the next step to me, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, is AI. Because I would imagine that right now we still have to understand an element of this stuff, you know?
Yes.
Is that part of the future with Edel Finance, or something that you're just thinking about, where maybe it's an AI agent that helps with this stuff and helps the user put into it?
For sure. That's definitely on the roadmap, and that's definitely something that we're looking into and thinking about. We already have ideas of how to do it. Like I told you, this box, right? The box doesn't think right now. The box has its commands. That's what I have to do.
Yes.
For 2x leverage is okay. Like you don't need to do rocket science for 2x. Like you need to have double the amount of stock than the amount of debt. Easy, right? And you don't need AI, an algorithm that checks once a day and rebalances, that does the trick. But then there is a second product category that we're building, which is we call them carry vaults.
Yes.
We need to find a better name, to be honest. But basically what this product does is it turns any stock into a yield generating asset. It's what I explained to you before. You put the stock as collateral, you borrow dollars and you put it somewhere else. That's it, right?
Yes.
Now, that somewhere else, what is it? And who decides that?
Yes.
You know? So having some sort of intelligence to look at the market and seeing all these different opportunities out there, assessing the risk, and just automatically like deploying or taking the money out of here, putting it somewhere else. That's where I see AI to really come in.
I can see that. So essentially, say right now, the best place to get interest with safety, because that's important, right?
Yeah,
like you can get crazy interest in
100%.
crypto, but safety always comes with, you know, basically that interest always comes with a price.
Sure.
The higher the interest, the more risk. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
The AI in your mind, so you've leveraged against the stock. You've put it into this carry vehicle, this carry vault, and the AI is essentially saying, okay, the amount this person needs to pay is 5%. We need to beat 5%.
Yes.
How high can we get in terms of beating the 5%, whilst also making sure that their actual money is not at risk?
Exactly.
And like maybe a new product comes out the next day that's better than what they currently have, rather than you missing that extra return. The AI just finds it and says, as soon as it's live, it does the analysis, says this isn't that risky. Oh, it also is a better return than what we currently have. Let's shift to there and get immediately that extra return.
And monitoring 24/7.
Yes.
Right? Like not the manager wakes up in the morning,
yes,
you know?
Yes.
Like there is someone, an agent looking over the yields constantly, readjusting, redeploying. That's one thing. And then the other thing is obviously user experience. Yeah. If you have a little, like, I mean, the way that ChatGPT and Claude and all these AI tools have changed the way users are interacting with different applications is insane. Like you see more and more applications that didn't do chat. Yes. Right? The chat box. They're doing this now because it's just so nice. It's a very human way of interacting with software. You just tell it what to do. Yeah. You say, hey, you come to this platform, you see 7,000 pools here, deposit, APY, APR, whatever. You're like, hey, I want to earn some yield on Tesla. Can you please do it for me? And it just does it, right? It's logical, right? Because when you get to a certain position in life, like wealth or power, that's the first thing you do is you delegate. And you delegate by asking someone with more expertise, what do I do? Go do it. So if that's what the top guys are doing, then it makes sense that that's what AI should be replacing at a much cheaper base cost. Yeah, and I mean, AI has you have the knowledge of the whole internet. Yes. Like and everyone on the internet who's ever used the internet. It's so funny. Like I'm sure you're having these discussions as well with some people. Like I like to provoke. I'm a provocative guy. I like to like you know when I feel like I could
Yeah.
Sometimes it's funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm doing it. I shouldn't do it, but anyways, when I have these people that are like, let's say, or just graduate, but some friends just graduated. Oh, I'm gonna be a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like,
what's the point?
Like, AI is gonna fucking eat your job. Like, you gotta, like, you're cooked.
And you're, like, you're just staring the part.
No, it's not possible. Like, no, they can't do it. Like, I don't like. AI has the knowledge of the combined knowledge of all humanity. Every article, every research paper, everything that's out there, it has access to it, right? Like, how can you say that? Like, it's obviously not the solution to all the problems. You still need human intervention and like guiding the technology of where you want it to be used and what it's going to be used for. But I don't know how people can doubt AI at all. Like, I don't get it.
I think my pushback to that would be, especially with doctor, as a case of like AI is going to come through, is I just think it's going to get so much more granular. So it's going to get so much more specific to you and using AI. So AI will come for what a doctor is today. I believe that definitively. I don't know if it means there won't be a doctor. I just think a doctor will be very much more individual to the patient, where, you know, AI will basically say, this is the person, this is the illness, and then the doctor will essentially just be it's almost like a prompt engineer, you know, be the person with the background knowledge to be like, okay,
to ask the right questions.
And what's the best response to this, and making sure that the AI doesn't just treat the singular illness. Eventually, maybe AI gets to the point where it just doesn't need the questions. I think that's a long, long way away. But I do think there will be that doctor who like has the background to know when the advice is right and the advice is wrong.
Definitely.
And then they will just get more and more niched into, you know, like rather than just say cancer or even say lung cancer, it will be lung cancer to this specific blood type, the specific person, the specific type of gene sequencing, and they will just get that level of knowledge to treat the disease at a super granular level. Because the problem with medical care right now, there's two problems. One is it's still set at treating the disease, not preventing it.
Of course.
So
that, I don't know if that's ever going to change. There's too much money.
AI, I think it's going to have to, because the money will just go somewhere else. I think this is the thing for me, is AI is so disruptive that the people with power who are saying, no, keep this the way it is because I get a lot of money from it, they've not, that power with AI, it doesn't make sense because AI just moves too quickly. Figma, like just like these companies that Claude Design just came in and just took their lunch. Google, Microsoft, all of these guys are getting disrupted right now and having to buy AI companies to basically make sure that they can stay relevant. So if they're having to do that, my idea is that even in the medical system, if AI has that speed and ability, there's going to be big changes.
I think it's going to happen similar to what we're seeing right now with development. Like obviously, like I'm in software since now 6 years, building complex DeFi applications. When in the past for a feature you needed a user experience, UX designer, you needed a front-end developer, a back-end developer, you needed a smart contract developer, you needed a lot of like DevOps, like someone who's like project management. You need like 5-6 guys for a week or two to do like a simple feature. Now one very skilled dev can do the job of 6 people in one and much faster, right? So I think the same is going to happen across industries where you needed, for a doctor, you needed a radiologist, this guy, the guy takes the picture, the other guy looks at the picture, says what it is, you needed a guy that is prescribing this. It's going to be one guy that can do the job of like 5, right?
So again, my thinking is, you're right. That's going to happen, but then it will go to preventative. And it will be like, yes, there's only one job for what there used to be 6 jobs for a doctor, but now there's 6 other jobs, which is like preventative. And like they will still, you know, have like 7 or 8 like different things they do, where it used to be one person for each of those jobs. But I just think, especially with healthcare, you know, there's just, you're never healthy enough. You're never gonna live long enough, and you're never gonna live long enough, healthy enough.
Actually, to that point, mega unrelated. I don't think that we have to die. I think we can. I think we live at a point in time where like immortality is not that crazy.
I literally had this conversation with the AI.
I don't think I'm gonna die.
Really?
I really don't.
And I guess that just changes. Like, okay, so how should you live right now? But it also means mistakes are better, right? Because if you've got an infinite life loop, and it's just like, I can make it at any point in time. I like that life. I do wonder, you know, the other concern is
at some point after
the boredom,
years,
but also like, is there like a right now? Is it the only time to get wealth? Because eventually, you know, AI just does it all, and you just can't start a company because AI will just start it. So it's like there's a lot of stuff we could, but we'll get really it's super interesting. We should make that a Spaces. We should make that a Spaces, because we can cook on that.
I'm down to do that. Like the last point on this would be that what gives me calm, because this is crazy, right? It's mega dystopian, like everyone's gonna lose their job and AI is gonna do everything for us. We don't have to do anything anymore. Like, I think we have been I know we've been at that industrial revolution kind of stage already like 3-4 times, right? Like with the invention of like the steam engine, and then the machines, and then electricity, and then the internet, right? Or computers. We've been there already before, and people already then were like thinking this apocalypse, everyone's going to be unemployed, and everyone's gonna, you know, it's gonna be a big problem, whatever. There is gonna be this phase of like, I think the economy will suffer because of this, right? But if we treat it very Darwinistic, evolutionary, like let these old businesses die, don't intervene, don't do like robo tax and AI tax, just let the free market do its thing. I think, as you said, doctors are going to go into preventative medicine. Developers are going to start companies. They're going to do like SaaS, whatever. Like we're going to be fine.
It'll find equilibrium.
100%.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And you know what? I think like worst case scenario, if AI is smart enough to take all of our jobs, all of them,
then we chill at the beach.
Well, it'll be smart enough to figure out what we do. And to find happiness, you know, like if it can do everything, if it can do medical development, building, literally no jobs for anyone, how do you think that same thing won't solve the issues? Of course it will. Of course.
Have you seen WALL-E, the movie?
I've been thinking about that. I'm just going to be a fat guy with a straw in my mouth, just drinking my milkshakes on a cruise ship that's out in space. And dude, like that could be me today. I would be okay with that. I'm getting quite fat now. Like if everyone else catches up to me, like, that's cool. That's cool. That's easier than me losing the weight. But we're basically at time. Is there anything you haven't talked about today? Is there anything, because we got really far into the future there, is there anything like milestones coming out soon that you want to talk about? Anything you want to tell the guys before we close out?
I mean, so we spoke about mainnet, we spoke about the vaults and stuff. What's really interesting, we spoke about it in the space as well, is Canton, right? I want to touch upon that as well. I'm a big fan of Canton. I'm really bullish on what they've achieved so far. I believe that if there is, and for people who don't know Canton is the institutional chain. They basically solved all the problems institutions had, and solved like everything that an institution or the institution said, oh, that's why we're not using blockchain. They solved that problem, right? It's private, it's isolated. That's it, right? Like everything you know about blockchain, Canton is mega different, right? It's some people wouldn't even call it blockchain. It's very different. They have partnerships with all the institutions you can imagine. So my thesis is that if and when institutions will come on chain, it's going to happen on Canton, right? It's the best environment. Like a hedge fund is not going to trade on Ethereum.
No,
because they don't want you to know they're doing.
But what if someone fixes that part of Ethereum?
Fair, and there is effort. Like it's on the road, but they want to do this, right? But Canton already has all these partnerships now. Like, I think Ethereum might be late to that party.
Could
right?
be.
I'm not saying that Ethereum is gonna die. I built my company on Ethereum. Like I love Ethereum, right? I love it a little bit too much. I should have been more open-minded and like going to other chains recently, like Solana, Sui. I've missed out because I'm too much of an Ethereum maxi, right? But I think for institutions, Canton is the play. That's at least my theory. I might be wrong, but that's my bet.
You could be right. Like I only bets, right? I only asked that question for the audience.
No, for sure, 100%. And it's a valid question.
And I know, like, you know, the Phoenix are building FHE technology that literally does solve this. I know Ethereum are looking into that. But I also know that Canton are crushing it. They already have it. So there's, you know, first to market is very, very important, especially on an institutional level. But then Ethereum do also have a lot of first as well, and they have a first to market,
and they have a bunch of liquidity.
It's going to be cool to watch. It's going to be cool to watch. I think the thing I would take away from this is pay attention to both and enjoy it, and like try and be open to
100%. So the way that Canton works is, in order for you to be able to build an application on Canton, you need to be first a validator and you need to be featured app, right? There is a filter. There is only like 40 featured apps. That's it, right? So there is a filter on Solana and Ethereum. Anyone can deploy, which is cool. I'm mega open for like freedom and open market, and like everyone should do whatever, but it also attracts people that might not have the best interest for you. It's
like the Apple versus Android, you know, like for me, I want my apps
to be double and triple checked.
Because I've got crypto on my phone.
Of
so
course.
like, but there's a reason a lot of people have that mentality, right?
100%.
They just don't want to check. They don't want to check themselves, and 100%. They will give up a little bit of function or adaptability to just be like, look, if it's good enough, it'll come to me once they've checked it. I'm okay with that. But I think you're dead right. Well, look, dude, it's been, I knew it would be. That's why we pushed to make this show happen. It's been such a fun time. You are one of the goats at explaining stuff at like a level that even I can understand. And that's impressive because I don't understand much. So just any social media platforms, anywhere people should go to find out more about you and Edel?
Go to our Twitter. That's usually the place where we update the most frequent, where we're the most active.
Well, you can find us too on a Friday.
Every Friday. What is it? 4 p.m. UTC, 3 p.m. Something like that.
We'll make sure wherever it is, we'll put that in.
We'll plug it.
I'm on American time right now. I have no idea.
You'll find us there. On Twitter. If you want to go get more involved, join our Telegram, join our Discord for like more community interactions. Our app is live, our website, Edel.finance. You'll find all the links.
And what about you? If they want to follow you and your thoughts about all this?
We can put the link. I don't even know my Twitter. I'm not that active on Twitter, to be honest.
Okay, we need to fix that. We'll fix that.
It's Andres_SOLT.
Yes.
But you can put it in
we'll put that in the banner as well.
You can find me there. I should tweet more.
You do just such a personality, man.
I do a bunch of like videos on the main like Edel channel.
But just retweet it. You know, like you need that.
Sure.
Guys, that is all we have time for. Dude, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Cool.